Hi, my name is Vinay, and in this video we will see the usage of PID controller for the position control of the DC motor. So in this model, this is from the balancing board series, and we have described the mechanical setup of the DC motor, which is over here. Okay, and the feedback of the DC motor is taken from the bearing part and given to an encoder block, which give the revolution count to the sum model, which is having a PID controller inside it. For the DC motor, we have used a velocity actuator. The output of the velocity actuator is given to a spring damper, which models the spring and damper coefficient of the DC motor shafts. The output of this is given to a gearbox, which is a lossy type, and the gearbox has an attenuation factor of 4.6, which is as per the data sheet of the DC motor used. And there is a bearing on the shaft, which is modeled over here, and the inertia, which is of the wheel attached to the DC motor. This is the motor curve constant, which is the conversion of the signal value into the corresponding current, which goes to the velocity actuator. The feedback is taken and given to an encoder converter, and this gives the revolution counts to the controller model. Inside this controller model, the input of the encoder is taken to an attenuation block, which divides the counts by 129 and gives to this plus minus block. This plus minus block subtracts the set point from this coming from the motion profile from this encoder count. The output of this plus minus block would be treated as an error and given to a PID controller. According to the error, the PID controller will adjust the output of the DC motor and will try to match to the motion profile. And the output of this PID controller is given to the right motor pin. There is a signal limiter in between that, so that will limit the output to plus minus 1 range and will make sure that the PID controller do not go outside these bounds. And dummy value of 0 is connected to the left DC motor, so that we keep this left motor at stationary level and do not disturb it. Okay. We can go inside this PID controller and we can see the values set to the proportional gain, derivative, and the integral gain. We will see through this in the simulation part. So let's simulate this and we run this. So here we can see that the blue line is the set point and the pink one is the simulation value, which runs very closely to the set point. Okay. So that is because the PID controller is tuned up to the required value. You can always change by clicking on the parameters over here and going down in the sum model and the PID controller. Let's say instead of KP as 1, I make it 0.1 and see how does it works. So here you can see that it offsets a little bit and is not closely following to the model. So we can try this again and we can okay, so let it be I just go back to PID controller and make it 1 and run the simulation, and again go in the parameters PID and make it 0.01, okay, and see the performance of both the simulation plots. So you can see that it's way out of the set point. So we will also replicate both these two values in the real world. To download this controller, go to Tool, Real-Time Toolbox, C Code Generation, select the 4C template and select the sum model as the position controller PID, click OK. When the 4C toolchain is opened up, you select the target template as the balancing board, and you have to make sure that the board is powered on and connected to the LAN cable, and click on apply. Go to connect block, and the input we have right motor encoder, so select to the right motor chordature counter and connect the output to the right motor to the right encoder channel and left one to the left. Click on apply and compile it. So here we have the balancing board on the table for the comfort. You have to keep the balancing board upside down because we don't want the tires in contact with the floor and disturbing the board position. Okay, so this is in a more comfortable manner. So here we have the DC motor. At the back of this there is an encoder attached, and this is the position of the wheel we will be controlling. So with this screw we can see this, or user can also mark with the pencil over here and see how the position comes up, or the better is that I use simply the screw one to see the position of it. Okay, that's more comfortable for me. Yeah, over here. So over here in the 4C toolchain I set the command to be 500 Hz sampling. Go with the upload with the logging. I can select the variables which I want to record, so I can go to motion profile and select the X output to be logged, and encoded rev output that also need to be logged. So this also gives a position output. Click on upload and run this. So here we can see that, so this rotates by one position and it goes anti-clockwise. So remember that in this first simulation plot we have set to 0.01. so this is how the profile we get. This is the same as the simulation plot that we got. Okay. Yeah. So there you can see that both only the colors have been swapped. Otherwise, we can see the blue line is the followed one. Okay, and the pink one is the set point. So let's see. I just reset in the 20 sim. I set the value back to PID to 1, KPS 1. I run the simulation, so you can see it's very closely following. The same I do in 4C toolchain. So I just break it on the right side. The same I do in the 4C toolchain. I go to PID and set this KPS 1 and click on apply and run this plot again. So here you can see it takes one clown and come back anti-clockwise. So there you can see that this is very closely as per the same simulation data. Okay, so here you can compare both of the graphs. So they come very close to each other. Okay, they are almost overlapping each other. So that means our simulation model is very closely and accurately following the hardware real-time data. So we can see this front side also and run the graph again. And it will take one turn clockwise and one turn anti-clockwise back to its original position. There you are. So this is the log data. Okay. User can play with the PID values and see the effect of it. For example, I make it tau d as around. You can play with, like, for example 5 and see the effect of it. I'm also not sure how it will perform. So he's able to keep that balance. So there is a minimal effect on the increase of the tau d, but if I decrease it, it might affect on the performance of the position controller. So that will be the end of this experiment. Thank you.